morning, everyone. Buenos días, todo mundo, and welcome to Cafecito Wednesday with the GRHCC. My name is Carmen Linus, and I am the current chair of the GRHCC. Today, we have a really good agenda. We have Mr. Merritt Robinson from CBU Delayed Enrollment, who's going to be speaking about their online program. We have our member spotlight, Marina Aguilera, and we have our COVID legal updates, along with our chamber and partner updates. To start us off today, I would like to introduce Mr. Merritt Robinson, who currently works at California Baptist University as the Dean of Enrollment Services within the Online and Professional Studies Division. He attended Rice University on an athletic scholarship where he lettered in both football and baseball. He became the first African American to letter in the sport of baseball at Rice University in 1988. He has worked in banking industry, consumer goods, and has owned a youth sports company. Merritt holds a master's in theology, biblical studies, and currently pastors at a home fellowship called Infinite Christian Fellowship. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Carmen, thank you. Wow, that was impressive. I didn't think you had all of that information. So, gosh, you make me sound better than I really am.
Not at all.
First and foremost, I thank each and every one of you for joining this morning and providing me the opportunity to speak about California Baptist University and specifically the online division. I'm going to get right into it and share. So if you bear with me here. And can everyone see my presentation here?
No, I think what we're seeing is your desktop, so not the actual presentation.
Let's see.
Perfect.
All righty. So again, I've been here at California Baptist University for 10 years now. I started right when the online division began. The division was established so that we could really meet the needs for what we call the non-traditional student. You have students who are in that 18 to 22-year-old population who are looking to go to main campus. But what we have found is that you have alternatively individuals who are working adults who don't have the flexibility and the opportunity to go to main campus. And so they're looking for another way so that they can continue their education, complete their bachelor's, master's, or even doctoral degrees while still working, taking care of their families and other obligations. And so that's really the reason behind the online division. On this first screen here, you can see our event center at main campus. So we do have a brick and mortar, but then the online division supports the efforts for the entire institution. I'm going to do a couple of quick slides here just for trivia. You guys can do these on your own if you can kind of take the quiz along with me. But what year was the Division of Online and Professional Studies started? And I kind of gave it away a little bit, but I'll let you kind of stew with that a little bit, and then I'll give you the answer. Again, there's 2001, 2008, 2010, 2012. And the answer was 2010. Again, I gave it away a little bit. We started right in the beginning of 2010 with the introduction of our online program. Prior to that, we had about 500 students that were in what we call a hybridized program, which was a partly online, partly face-to-face format. And then with the online division, we opened it up so that students could do their programs completely online. Second trivia question, I have not given this one away. Approximately how many programs are offered fully online here at CBU? And the opportunities to address that are 35, 41, 45, and then 50. And the answer is B, 41. We have 41 programs that are in a completely online format. Students never ever have to step foot into a classroom. They can do it in a completely online modality. Those 41 programs, they cover undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral programs. We have two current doctoral programs, a doctorate in business administration and also a doctorate in public administration. And starting on August 31st, which is the beginning of our fall semester, we will also have an EDD. So doctorate of education will also be included. So that'll add to the mix, but that's where we're at currently. One of the things that we talk about here at CBU and really within our online division is serving. Our whole goal is to serve students. When I came here in 2010, I came from, Carmen talked about a little bit of my background, but I also used to work for Hershey Foods way back when. And we always talked about, when I was at Hershey Foods, we talked about serving our customers. Well, I really truly believe that here at CBU, we serve our customers, which is our students. We want to help them, try to identify, what program is necessary to benefit them. How do we help them from an educational standpoint, financial standpoint? How do we support them as they are going through their educational journey? And so our whole goal is customer service, serving our student population. We currently serve students literally all throughout the world, but the vast majority of the students that we serve are here in the Southern California area. And so if you look at the chart to the left, you can see the state of California, and you can see the graph there that identifies where the vast majority of our students are coming from, which is the Southern California area. But we also push up to the central coast, and then also up to Northern California in regards to our student population. And so we have students from north to south that are taking our programs here at CBU online. But we also have students, again, throughout the country. We have a large majority of our students who are starting to look at us from the south, the southeast. We have students in Canada, Africa, South America, Europe. And so that's the beauty of distance education and the online modality. You can be a student anywhere at any time, any place. And so again, that's the opportunity for us, not just to serve here within our local community. That's critical, that's important to us, but we also get to serve, the United States, and we get to serve the world. When it comes to our student population, one of the other things that we talk about as we're serving students is we want to serve our community, and we want to serve those who are that are within our community. And so this gives you a little bit of a breakdown when it comes to our student diversity. We serve students from the Latino population, white, African American, Asian. And so, again, we want to make sure that we are making our programs available and providing individuals opportunities to continue their education as they are seeking out, whether that's, I'm looking for a promotion, I want to better my knowledge base in a specific area, whether that's business, sociology, marketing, but we want to provide those opportunities for individuals to better themselves so that they can also be of service to others, so that they can have better impact within their current context, whether that's professionally, personally, whatever that case looks like for them. As far as the number of students that we have in our program, typically institutions will record their student population or their enrollment every single fall semester. And so we'll come up this upcoming fall semester and do that. But if you look at last fall, fall 19, the blue portion of the pie chart indicates specifically within the online division. We had almost 2,500 students that was in our program. This upcoming fall semester, we're estimating we'll be closer to 2,700 students specifically who are taking online degree options. However, we also serve students at main campus as well. And so we have students, again, who are in that 18 to 22-year-old population who also see the benefit of taking our online classes just because of the flexibility of it. And so last year, we served almost 2,700 students. That's probably going to be closer to 3,000 students. And especially with what's happening right now with COVID, you're seeing more and more students who are looking for that flexibility. And so we'll probably be well over 5,000 students, closer to 6,000 students that we are serving here at California Baptist University. As far as the degree options that we have available, I know this is an eye chart, this nice round picture here, but what it does is it provides you a look at all of the degree programs that we have at the bachelor's. And so we have business, psychology, kinesiology, liberal studies, early childhood studies, accounting, all the way to Christian ministries. Those are all of the undergraduate programs that we have available, again, in a completely online format. On average, students who, for example, complete an associate's degree at a community college, whether that's RCC, MSJC, Chaffey College, they can transfer here to the online division, and on average, they can complete their undergraduate degree here at CBU within about 16 months. That's on average. And so one of the things, as we're serving students, we want students to have the opportunity to come here and not stay here permanently, but come do what they need to do from an academic standpoint and then move forward. I personally don't agree that you need to be in college for 4 or 5 years to complete your degree. And so we try to make sure that students efficiently and effectively get through all of their programs, whether it's at the undergraduate level all the way up to the doctoral level. This next chart shows you all of the master degree programs or graduate programs that we have. And so counseling psychology is one of our big programs. We have an emphasis in marriage family therapy along with licensed professional clinical counselor. We have an MBA program that has 2 concentrations, one in general management, the other in accounting. And then we also have org leadership, public admin. Our MSE, so Master's in Education program, is another huge program for us. We work closely with Riverside County of Education. And so individuals who are working with RCOE and going through what is called induction, which is a teacher training program, they can transfer here and complete a master's degree within 1 year, which then also helps them when it comes to the increasing their salary as they move over into the salary column. So, our graduate programs, again, are pretty effective. There's something that you can get through quickly, and they're very cost effective as well. And then finally, doctoral programs. I spoke about it a little bit. We have currently a DPA, Doctorate in Public Administration. We also have a Doctorate in Business Administration. And then once we get to our fall semester, starting August 31st, we also will include an EDD, which is a Doctorate of Education. As far as number of students that we have served and really have helped to graduate, we've had almost 6,000 students graduate from our program over these last 10 years. It's a pretty significant number. Right now, I would say on average, we are graduating every semester anywhere from 300 to 350 students. And so again, we want students to come here and not stay here, but we want you to come here, get your education, get the things that you need so that you can advance professionally and personally. Now, one of the things that we find, and just from a statistical research standpoint, when it comes to the adult population, and again, we serve the non-traditional student. Our average student is female, 32 years of age, and has, and I like the number we always say 2.3, but 2 to 3 children. And so just imagine that individual as a working adult who has a family, who is taking care of their household. They most likely are not able to get into a traditional format, going to school, brick and mortar, classes at 9, 10, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's just not a reality for our student population. And so that's the beauty of the online modality. But there are certain decision-making processes that those students go through. And here are the top 3 things that they're looking at when they're looking to go back to school and continue their education. First and foremost, dollars. How much is this thing going to cost me? Secondly, they're looking at the reputation of the institution. And then thirdly, how quickly can I transition through the program? How can I make progress so I am not in school forever? And so when we look at the cost factor, I've noted what our per unit costs are for each of our disciplines, at the undergrad, graduate, and doctoral level. But we also provide scholarships as well. And so just depending on whether that's an MOU, an agreement that we have with a business entity, or with another institution, again, like an RCC or an MSJC or Crafton Hills, there are scholarship discount opportunities which help reduce the amount of money that students have to pay out. The second thing that students are looking for is reputation. We're accredited through WASC, which is the Western Associations of Schools and Colleges. We also have an accreditation with ACBSP, which is a business accreditation organization as well. We've been ranked in the U.S. News and World Report from when we look at our programs, when we look at our faculty members. And so we provide an education in an online modality, but it's a quality education. And then finally, how quickly can I get through? I remember when I was going through my graduate program, I remember telling my wife, I need to get done. I want to get out of here. I was in a Master's of Theology program, and traditionally it was a 3 to 4 year program. And I could not wait to get done. When you get to that length of time, you start to get burned out. And so one of the things that we do with our programs is, again, we efficiently and effectively have set our programs up so that students can get through. And so again, at the bachelor's level, it's approximately 16 months. If you transfer with approximately 70 units, which is an associate's degree, then you're looking at about 16 months to graduate. Our master's programs are all 12 months. There's a couple that are outside of that 12-month time frame, but on average, our master's degrees, students can complete in 12 months. Now, at the doctoral level, a little bit more in depth, and so our doctorate degrees can be completed in as little as 3 years. And so, again, those are the key decision-making factors that an adult student is looking at when they're deciding to go back to school. Now, the online modality, will a student have the opportunity to access the resources at our main campus? Yes, they do. So even though you are in the online division, you are still part of the CBU community. And so we provide students the opportunity to get on campus if they need to or if they desire to. They still have access to the technology that is available there, the educational resources, whether that's tutoring assistance or whether that's talking with someone from student accounts or financial aid. They still have access to those resources. The library, career services department, which is fantastic, which again helps students to, if they're looking to transition employment or looking at another career objective, the career services department is available. And then we also have our alumni department, which helps students to connect with other alumni from CBU so that they have an opportunity to discuss potential opportunities, or just to have a resource and a connection with someone from CBU. But again, from the online component, all of our students have access to everything that's at main campus. Last thing I'm going to talk about is Again, I came from a sales background, so next steps. If anyone, yourself or anyone that you know of, is interested in CBU and would like to gain further information, they can always contact us directly. They can give us a call at 951-343-3900. That is our general line. We will get you connected to an admissions counselor. If you need to contact myself, you can contact me directly as well. But again, we just want to share the opportunity of CBU and CBU Online. The application process is seamless. We don't have application fees here at CBU. And so students can apply. Usually takes about 3 to 5 minutes to complete the application process. We have an admissions counselor who is ready and willing to sit down and talk with you via phone, virtually. Again, at this point with COVID, not doing a lot of walk-ins, but we used to do that as well. And then we go through financial aid steps and really how do you complete the admissions process. Again, we want to serve students so that they know everything that is needed and required to move forward. And with that said, I think my time is up, but want to see if there are any questions that I could potentially address concerning CBU Online.
Right, thank you so much. I think that this is like a great presentation, especially for our members that are entrepreneurs, small business owners, and want to advance their education, maybe want to pivot into another direction. Now, one question that comes to mind for me specifically is, does my religious background matter as far as my application goes?
Yeah. No, it does not. So let me say this. So CBU is a Christian institution. We stand on those principles. However, we have folks from different faiths who come into our community, and we have folks who don't have any religious background. The way CBU looks at this is we want to provide students first and foremost an opportunity to, from an educational standpoint, but we also have what we call the integration of faith in each and every one of our classes. Our faculty and staff, there is a requirement that they are of the Christian faith. But I would say this, we're very gracious. No one is going to push their faith upon you, but we do want to share that opportunity. And if there are questions, we'll be able to address those. But again, we've had individuals from different religious backgrounds who have come here to CBU. And oftentimes when I've asked them, why did they choose CBU? Number one, because of the reputation, quality academics, but they've heard from other individuals who have come here how, from a staff and faculty standpoint, the graciousness that is that they've experienced, being in this environment.
Perfect. And I have another question from one of our board members, Stephen Figueroa. He wants to know, what disabled services do you provide for disabled students?
Yes. So same school, two different divisions, but we have a student disability services department within the online division, and they also have the same at main campus. And so when students come and they have identified or have noted that there is a disability, then we will connect them with the individual. Her name is Dr. Elisa Shepard, and she is the one who can then, have a conversation with them, identify the specific need, and then we, from an academic standpoint, then we go to work at that point to determine, okay, what things are needed so that, again, we can serve the student to the very best of our ability and to make sure that they have everything that's needed so that they can be successful from an academic standpoint.
Perfect. And I think those are all the questions. I know that you have another meeting at 10:30, but if we have any other questions throughout the presentation through our webinar, I'll make sure to email those questions to you. We're also going to have the SBU online link attached to our resource page on our GRHCC website, so that if anybody is further interested on it, you can click on that link and we'll put the contact information for admissions.
Great. Thank you guys, and you guys have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Merritt, for your presentation. We appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
So next, it's my pleasure to introduce our co-secretary, Ms. Elisa Cortez, who's going to be presenting our member spotlight for today.
Yes, and I'm very excited to present our member spotlight for today. We have Miss Marina Aguilera. Marina Aguilera has been an artist since she could hold a pencil in her hand. Growing up in Southern California, she's become a great influence on the art communities in her area. She created Cali Caliente Designs years ago to share her talents and to create culturally significant greeting cards for Latinos and those who appreciate Latin culture. She's relaunching her company this year with a selection of beautiful cards and stationery for the special people in your life. Hi, Marina.
Hello. Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here with Cafecito Wednesday, and thank you very much for the invite. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we're happy to have you here. And I went ahead, did you want me to play the video from the Inland Empire Region Business of the Year?
Absolutely. I'd love to share that because it is an inspiration from the chamber. I was awarded, this award from you all, and I've been affiliated with the chamber for many moons. So yes, if you could please do that, I'd really
go ahead and share that. Let me know if you guys hear sound. Thumbs up if you can hear the sound. No? Let me see. There we go. Thumbs up, cool.
Hello, I'm artista Marina Aguilera, and I am from the IE and the OC, which is the Inland Empire and Orange County. My business is in the arts. So first and foremost, I'm a Latina artist and I paint Latino-inspired artwork. As well, I have a Latina greeting card and stationery company. It's filling a niche that's been needed to be filled for many, many years now. It's a Latina greeting card company that has Latino-inspired artwork that represents our multifaceted culture. And it's something where we can go ahead and go and write something to our family, our familia, our mom, our dad, something that we connect with and that they can connect with, and it's a beautiful thing. I want to go first and foremost, fill that cup up with beautiful Latina greeting cards and inspirational Latino products. Then I would like to expand, and there's many other cultures of color that are not out there, like our culture is not out there as far as being represented in the greeting card form. And once I go ahead and fill that cup up, I'd like to go ahead and expand and spread the love. Greater Riverside Hispanic Chamber has been my love and been my familia for quite some time now. We've had a great affiliation with each other, and very committed. They're very genuine, and I'm so glad that I am part of that chamber, and they're amazing. The greatest value that the chamber has brought to me is having a connection, having a family unit. That's how I feel. We all have our talents and gifts and professions that we come all together and we unite and we give, and iron sharpens iron, and that's what the chamber does, the Hispanic chamber does, and it's a beautiful thing because we have a lot to offer, and there's a lot of gente out there that need to be reached out to, and this is what the chamber does, and I think it's amazing.
Oh, thank you, Marina. And I'm going to go ahead and navigate over to your website, and you can kind of fill us in on products you want to highlight and tell us more about your company.
Okay. Well, actually, the beginning, I've been an artist forever, and started when I was a little girl and have been drawing ever since I could remember. I've always had this dream of
like I was mentioning there in the video, representing the culture and cultures in an art form. There's just not a lot of representation to affiliate us and connect us with our, our culture. And I wanted to do that. And Cali Caliente was something that I started in 1999, believe it or not. Some of you probably weren't even born yet, maybe. I'm sure. But this has been my brainchild for many, many, many years. And throughout, I always wanted to do something ever since I was 18 years old. And back then, I could see that there was nothing that fulfilled that niche for our culture in the stationary greeting card form, like I had mentioned. So Cali Caliente was first actually started, like I said, in 1999. I started, and then, I was raising 4 children. I had just gone through, I'll just say, a divorce. And so I was starting it, and I had to put it on the back burner for a time, but it was still emblazoned in me to do this. So off and on throughout these last 20 years, I'll say, I've had this desire to continue and have this faith in myself. And my mother, God bless her, she's not here any longer, but she told me, keep going, don't stop. You have this represents us, and you have to keep it going. Don't stop, no matter what. So with that being said, Cali Caliente has been on the back burner a little bit here and there because of things of life, but it has continuously been on my mind, and like I said, on the back burner, but it would come in increments, and then I'd have to pull it away now. But now with this pandemic, I have finally taken the time to update with the help of Ms. Cortez here. And we've made this fantastic website that I'm so proud of. And I'm very meticulous when it comes to my art. If it's not good enough for me, it's not good enough to give to you. So it's taken some time to get this, and tweak it. But I think that the community will be happy with it. And it is a representation, like I said, of our culture. And like I had mentioned in the video, I also wanted to do something for the other cultures as well. We're all in this together. We all have connections to our family, and we want to have something that we want to send that represents us, that inspires us, and that our family and friends would love and enjoy. So I think at this time, this is very important right now with what's going on. We can't reach out and see a lot of our loved ones, friends, family. And this is a good way of expressing our love to them via a card. Besides Zoom and phone calls, this gives them an inspiration and a connection, and they're blank inside the card. And I know that the family and friends would appreciate that. So
yeah, I think sending something tangible to people right now is, maybe something we've moved away from for so long. I feel like getting a card in the mail right now is really like, oh wow, like it's so
really
personal.
Means something.
Yeah,
exactly. You're handwriting something along with having some type of inspirational artwork that's meaningful. So I think people are kind of really, now that they've had time to, like you were saying, take the time and count our blessings. And we're so fast in this world, we kind of slow down with this situation. And I think that sending the card to a loved one, they would really enjoy it. And they know that it is from the heart. When you handwrite, they're blank inside. And when you would handwrite your special information.
And then did you have any cards specifically that you wanted to highlight or show everybody?
Actually, I would like to go ahead and yes, we can go ahead. I don't know if you like Menudo Time. That one's a big winner. Everybody loves Menudo Time. If you have a chance, on your time to take a look at the website, share it. Like I said, it's something that is affiliated with us. It has a special touch. I would not give anybody or have anything that I would not give to a friend or a special person if I didn't like it. I very meticulous, and I wanted to go ahead and do each and every card and piece of artwork that would resonate our culture. So like this one right here, Menudo Time, back to that. We all, especially the culture, we all have had menudo, whether you like it or not, or pozole, and we all grew up with it. So with each card, I have a little special information, a little description of what it represents and who we are with that. So this is one that's really a winner. People like it. They love to put it in little frames and give it as gifts and such. I also have this 5x7 greeting card in a print. And El Cafe seems to be a favorite as well. I don't know if you could go on to El Cafe. He's the one with the gold tooth. I don't know, Lisa, if you can go on to that.
The El Cafe. Let me go over here.
El Cafe.
Let's see. In the first group. There we go.
There we are. There he is. So he's a favorite as well. A lot of people really enjoy their cafecito, which I'm sure some of you are having right now, and with a little piece of pan dulce on the side. He has that. So again, it's representing our culture, something visually that we all connect with. With that, the zarape is kind of swirling into the aroma of the cafecito. And like I said, that's a winner. You can't see it on here, but he has a gold tooth that just adds a little bit of sparkle to the artwork.
We can do this. Get a little bigger on there. You can see his little gold tooth.
So anyhow, it's something fun. We're very multicultural, multifaceted. So I wanted to do a little bit for everybody because we all have our different flavors in this culture. One that's been, I've kind of pulled, let's go to Que Pasa, if you don't mind. Que Pasa, we're working on it right now. I had him put on the back burner. There he is, right there. This little guy right here, probably it's a cartoon. I've had him, I drew him probably like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. But Que Pasa, everybody seems to love him because they remind him of maybe somebody's dad or their uncle or a cousin or a brother. And he's a little image that represents the Chicano culture, but in a loving way. He has his arms opened up to embrace you and to say, hey, what's happening? What's going on? How are you? So I myself and Lisa, we're working on doing a few different products, updating that. And we've just put him out there. We just introducing him again because I just think it's time. This would be an amazing card to send to somebody that would totally appreciate that art, My signature piece, I am here to stay. This one right here. We just ended up putting. She's very inspirational. I'm very much about woman empowerment. The men and the women are, we're like this, but I feel, the woman is the nucleus. We're the ones that carry the children, and we're this way. So with that being said, moving with the wind and still having our roots deeply grounded. So with that being said, this is who she represents. The name of this piece is I Am Here to Stay. She's a big piece. We ended up putting that image mural form in the city of Santa Ana and dedicating it to one of my dearest friends who ended up passing away from breast cancer. But in memory of her, but dedicated to all women, young and young at heart. Just something to bring in and remember who you are and not forget we're strong, we're beautiful, and we're not going anywhere. In fact, Ms. Carmen here and some of the other board members were so sweet. My Riverside familia came to the unveiling to represent the Riverside Chamber, which I was so excited about, you know, it was very amazing. And Ms. Cortez and her family, it was an all day, all night thing. We ended up having, I was curating the whole day and had a dance to Buena Gente to help fund that mural that we had unveiled that day. So it was a fun day, fun night. Family, everybody from different ends of counties came to represent. Thank you, Carmen, and
everyone really came together.
Thank you all. It was really, it was all family. You know?
And thank you for your time. Thank you for, sharing all of your artwork with us, especially over the years, as we've, GRHCC has worked for you for a very long time. And I'm glad now to see you get this out there, and I hope that other people can, go ahead and go look through the website and check everything out. And we'll be dropping that in the chat as well. And you can always email, I'm going to throw Joe under the bus. You can always email Joe for more information about anything that you see here.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Like you mentioned, I've been affiliated with the Greater Riverside Hispanic Chamber of Commerce for probably since 2009 or 10. So I've had this great love and affection that's half of my heart, and I will always be there, So, and thank you for inviting me. And again, thank you for the award last year. It was awesome and amazing, and it's such an honor to represent you all and to represent us. So thank you again. Appreciate that.
No problem.
Thank you so much, Elisa and Marina, and thank you for Marina being an inspiration to us, the Latino community, and for always being a big supporter of our chamber. So we really appreciate you. All her information, her Instagram and Facebook is here. Please make sure you visit her website. I know Steve just said that he's definitely going to be purchasing one. So make sure that we our businesses, our local businesses, our members, and we really appreciate it. Thank you, Marina.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And next, we are going to be doing a little bit of local legal updates. First, we are going to be speaking on the city of Riverside. So the city of Riverside has an outdoor dining program. Recently, the governor shut down restaurants for certain counties, Riverside being one of those counties. So the city of Riverside already had this outdoor dining permit program. It's called a flex program. However, they changed that now. 3 out of the 4 categories are self-certification. There are some documents that need to be submitted. You still need to get a permit. However, if you own a restaurant or know anybody that owns a restaurant that only has in-dining and needs to expand to, for example, the sidewalk or the plaza area and be able to utilize the outside area, please make sure to direct them to our Facebook. We have the links for the applications. Like I said, the first 3 categories, which is on private property, where you don't have a patio, on the sidewalks, on plazas is category 2, and then on private property in a space designated for vehicle use like alleys, parking spaces. Those are the 3 categories that are self-certifying. The 4th category is a little bit more complicated, which is city roadways, alleyways, and right-of-ways having speed limits of 35 miles per hour or lower. Those actually have a different process. However, please make sure you get the word out for all the business owners in the city of Riverside for the restaurant. Next, I'm going to be speaking about the County of Riverside, who has an assistance grant program. This assistance grant program applications will be accepted, are open now for acceptance, and will be accepted until August 31st at 5 p.m. Grants are awarded on a first come, first served basis. So please make sure that if you know someone that's eligible, that you direct them to the county website so that they can start their application. Now, eligible businesses are sole proprietors that do not have employees, businesses that received the SBA Economic Injury Disaster Loan, not the PPP loan. If you were able to obtain the PPP loan, you are not eligible for this program. Private for-profit, the business must be in the county of Riverside. You must have experienced a financial hardship as a result of COVID-19, and it applies to small businesses with less than 50 employees. And you have to have been operating for a minimum of 1 year. Now, this is a $10,000 grant meaning that you wouldn't have to pay it back. There are things to be, the funds have to be used for certain things. So similar to PPP, for payroll, working capital, personal protective equipment for businesses, rent or mortgage payments, and paying vendor invoices. There are ineligible businesses, public entities, businesses that receive the PPP program, businesses that have not been operating in the last year, cannabis-related businesses, casinos, gambling, and adult entertainment related. If you need assistance directing where you can get this application, please feel free to go on our website, on our Facebook, or you can directly email us through our website. Also, this information is available on the county website in Spanish. Memo, if I can have the next slide. So briefly for those of us that are Spanish speakers or are more comfortable in Spanish, please make sure you let them know that there is information out there. And es un programa subsidio de asistencia durante este tiempo. Propietarios únicos pueden aplicar, empresarios que recibieron el Economic Disaster Loan, pero no recibieron el PPP. Financieras privadas tienen que haber estado operando el último año en la ciudad de Riverside, tener menos de 50 empleados, y hay varias otras cosas. Los fondos tienen que usarse para ciertas cosas, son para $10,000 y se puede completamente, no se tiene que pagar de regreso con tal de que se usa los fondos para lo que es elegible el programa. Si tienen más preguntas, nos pueden contactar en la página web de nosotros y podemos contestar cualquier otra pregunta que necesiten. And lastly, we're going to go and talk about the PPP program. I know a lot of businesses have already received the PPP program. The administration just did an extension, so it was shut off on June 30th. However, you can still apply. Their applications are still available through August 8th, 2020. There is still $129 billion available with that second round of PPP. If you already received your PPP loan, please remember that you have to ask for forgiveness through your lender. It's not automatic. You do have to submit an application to your lender and show that you used it for payroll and that 25% was used for either mortgage, for rent, utilities, and then I apologize, they changed that to 40% and then 60% of payroll. If you have any questions on the PPP program, I will be doing a step-by-step in Spanish and posting it on our website and YouTube page. And our board member, co-treasurer, is going to be doing it in English. If you have any questions, know any businesses that have any questions, please feel free to email us directly. Okay. So with this, I'm going to introduce our executive director, Mr. Joe Ramos, who's going to be giving us our chamber and partner updates.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Carmen. First and foremost, a big thank you to Marina and Merrick for presenting amazing information. Thank you so much for agreeing to be on. We really appreciate it. First update, and I know I mentioned it last week, but our golf tournament is just a little bit over a month away. It's going to be at Dos Lagos Golf Course in Corona. If I get the next slide, please. Thank you for everybody who's been getting the information out there. All the funds raised do go to our scholarship program to help local students. We really appreciate the great outreach and the great response with that. Actually, I think everybody's eager to get out there and golf. And to lend to that note, we are putting things in place to make sure we are practicing social distancing, that we'll have face coverings in place and make sure that we comply with all the regulations that are going on. To make sure everybody's having a great time, but also that we're doing it in a safe manner. There's some of the sponsor packages that are available right there. All this information is available on our website, grhcc.com, on the main page. It'll link you right to it. So please, feel free to share this information with anybody who might be interested in golfing, supporting the scholarship program, or just coming out for a great day. Next slide, please. And to lend to that, we do still have some available masks for our membership. I got one of the boxes right here. But just so you guys know, this is a box of 50, and with the regulations for face coverings that are going on right now, we want to make sure that we provide this for our members to make sure that you are able to open and open safely. The last thing we'd want is somebody to not have the proper protection in place. So that way they're able to stay open, they're able to provide masks for their customers as they're coming in case they happen to not have one. Sometimes these masks break, things happen. We want to make sure that everybody has them on hand and available. Next slide, please. This is a big one. This kind of lends to what Carmen was speaking on the grants that are available right now through the County Riverside and ECF, the Inland Empire Community Foundation. We now have a nonprofit grant that has opened up, and this is something that hasn't been available to a lot of nonprofits through these early loan programs. I'm sorry, this is a grant. This is not a loan. So this is going to be ranging from $2,500 to $10,000. And the big part of this is 501c3s and C6s are available to apply for this. A lot of times 501c6 was excluded from some of these programs in the past. So this is perfect for other Chamber of Commerce, other local nonprofit organizations. All the information can be found at iegives.org. And just a quick reminder on that, if you go to their Facebook page, it's going to have the information listed at the bottom. They have some more current links. I know I've been getting some feedback that there's been a few broken links in the iegives.org. So please head over to the Facebook page for more current information. And those links are live and available. And they're taking applications through July 31st. And if you head over there also, there's going to be a webinar tomorrow at, I believe, 12 noon. And it's going to walk you through the application process step by step, let you know all of the information, all of the submission that you need to do for it. So if you do have that time available, I suggest you jump on there and get all the information you need and get this grant going. And with that, I think that wraps up our updates coming.
Thank you so much, Joe. I really appreciate it. Thank you for that update for the 501c3s and C6s. I think it's really important. And I think that we're excited about the golf tournament. It's going to be our first signature event that we actually do in person. As we said last week, please note that if you're not a golfer, it doesn't matter. You can participate. Your business wants a whole to expose, your business, to get more networking. It's a perfect way to social distance without having to be enclosed in a room. So we're really, really excited for that. And like Joe said, it's 100% for our scholarship program. We received over 80 applications for our scholarship program. We give 10 scholarships every year. So this is really important for us. It's important for the students, especially in the times that we are going through. Make sure that you follow us on our IG, on our Facebook, on our YouTube. We have a lot of this information available. If you know someone that might have found the presentation room from SBU or would like to purchase one of Marina's postcards or anything that was discussed today that weren't able to attend, please make sure you direct them to the YouTube channel, to our Facebook, to our IG, to our website. And with that, we would like to thank everybody that has attended. Please keep letting our community know that we are doing this. If you have any topics that you would like us to speak about, that that the community would like us to speak about, please email us at info@grhcc.com or go on our website and send us that information. We have these webinars every Wednesday, our Cafecito Wednesdays at 10 a.m. We hope to see you next week. Thank you to all the board members that came. Thank you to all the panelists and to all our viewers. And we will see you next week. Bye-bye.